It's 10:24 in the East. Streaming live on Pride48.com. It's time for The Mix. My name is Daniel Brewer. I do not do this show alone. I do it with my best friend, Adam Burns. Adam, how are you this evening?
Well, I'm a little waterfall-y. But waterfall-y.
Oh.
Yeah, don't go chasing waterfalls when they're coming out of my butt.
Oh, I see. I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking. Yeah, you were sharing your problems in pre-show. Let us just say for the new listening audience that is now joining us, it's your basement is flooding, but it's not from arousal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying if I have to leave, all of a sudden in the middle of the episode,
right.
You'll know.
There's many reasons, but it really depends. You see, depends.
Yeah. No.
See what I did there? Okay, yeah. Adam,
I haven't gotten there. I haven't gotten to that point in my life yet where I would know what depends are.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm far too young to know what that is. Adam, thousands upon thousands of people tune into this podcast each and every week to hear about my running progress. They want to know where I'm at in my journey to run. For those of you who are new, a year ago, I didn't run. I was sitting, and I needed to take up an activity for health reasons. I decided to take up running, and it was really hard. But here I am a year later, and I'm happy to say that the plan that I talked about last week of decreasing my walking time, I have done 2 of my tempo runs this week, both Wednesday and Friday, at 5 minutes of running and 1 minute of walking.
Wait, I don't remember from week to week. How many minutes of walking were you doing last week?
I was doing 1.5 minutes of walking last week. So
that was your goal.
Yeah, that was my goal. So I decreased my walking by 30 minutes. And I had originally made the decision that I was going to go back outside to run October 1st.
Yes.
But October 1st is this Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's my long run, which is a 5.5 mile run that I have to do. I think I'm still going to do that one on the treadmill because I don't have a 5.5 mile course mapped out in my neighborhood. And so I might as because then I won't have another long run for 2 weeks. So that'll give me time to see what's going on outside and stuff. So I think I will start running outside next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, whatever that is, October 5th, whatever, that's when I'll go back outside and run.
We will be waiting for your report.
Bated breath, man. Also, I think Taylor the Latte Boy is going to be joining us for the Halloween 5K in Claremont. That's going to be October 28th. It is a nighttime race, a nighttime 5K in Claremont with scare zones.
I heard something on his podcast. I don't know if I may have mentioned this last week. So if I did, you guys know I repeat things, so I do.
Yes, exactly.
But now you don't have to feel bad about the fact that he didn't want to be friends with you because he was really looking for sexual partners.
Yeah.
So, I don't know that you two are compatible sexually. So I think that worked out nicely.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And in retrospect, yeah, it did. But, again, I was never really upset about it. I felt so bad that he sent me a whole, how can I make this right? And whatever. I'm like, dude, it's like, it was podcasting bluster, A, and B, you should never have to apologize for not, getting along with somebody or not, having a lot in common. You know what I'm saying? It's people. You can't have a lot of stuff in common with everybody, right? That's just not something that you can do. You and I, however, do have a lot of things in common. One of them is we both just got haircuts recently.
We did. Oh, look at that segue that I'm just calling out.
Thank you very much. She's like, thank you very much. Please stand away from the segue. Stand away from the segue.
I had
That is so loud. Is there a way to make that less loud?
I don't know. I mean, you're loud.
I'll play with that while you talk about it.
Sure. This. Okay. So I had a haircut on Saturday. And generally first of all, I think Highway 44, which is the highway that runs east to west or west to east, could be. So I have to go a little bit north.
Is that less loud?
No, it's the same. So I go north until I get to Highway 44, which is in Joplin, Missouri. And then I go east to get to St. Louis. And I think that whole highway, Tornado Alley, which I'm in the middle of in Arkansas, must just run right through Highway 44. It's just a bad weather. I mean, weather is going to happen on that road.
Right, but you feel like the tornadoes use that road, like they
that is
stay in the right hand lane.
That is the tornado path. So I made it to my haircut fine. My haircut went fine. Nothing to report there. And there's a microphone there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got there fine. I got my haircut. I started back. And somewhere about an hour outside of St. Louis, it decided it wanted to rain.
Uh-huh.
But not just rain. This is and you will be used to this because this is Florida. It was already dark.
I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida, so you will be used to this. This was the ice bucket challenge of it's pouring.
Yeah. It's as if the world were a urinal.
Yeah.
And God was pissing. Normally you're up around the edge of the urinal, so you're just getting a little bit of splash. You're getting lots of rain, but it's like that splash thing. But no, you're right in the stream. You're
right in the stream.
You're right in God's piss stream. It's just
Exactly.
buckets just coming down at you. Yep.
So anyway, it started doing that. It was already dark, so much that I could not see the road.
Oh.
Then it started hailing as well. And I'm in my nice, my 370Z, and I'm like, I can't see. And I'm like, I'm like an old man, up my eyes up on the steering wheel. I know if you're listening to audio, you can't see that, but I mean, video.
Exactly.
And finally, and people are putting on their hazard lights and everything, so finally I was like, I've got to pull over.
Yeah.
So I found a bridge because I was trying to get out from the hail. I was trying to I don't want this hail damaging my car. Because when I lived in Texas, we used to have hail so big that it would bust out people's windshields. So I was like, I don't want to have a busted windshield or whatever the case may be. So I pull under this bridge and I probably sat there for half an hour. And then it started to calm down a little bit. But the thing is, the storm was tracking right across.
Well, yeah, because it follows the interstate.
44.
It goes right there.
This storm was so it was following me. So it settled down a little bit and I started going. And it was I thought I was going to get home around 10:30 p.m. I made it all the way to Springfield, which is 2 hours away. And right on the other side of Springfield.
Well, it depends on which Springfield, because one Springfield is much further away.
Not Springfield, Illinois, Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
So I make it on the other side of Springfield, which is about 2 hours away from home. And I think, okay, I'm going to be home. At this point, I had lost a little bit of time because of having to stop under the bridge. Right. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get home around 11:15, 11:20, something like that. All of a sudden, traffic comes to a stop.
Yes.
I don't mean like a crawl. I mean a stop.
Just a stop.
I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Not 30 minutes, not 15 minutes, not 30 minutes.
Oh, God. This is Adam time. This is Adam time.
Not an hour.
You were there for 10 minutes and you're just this was 2.5 hours.
No, Daniel. No, it was over 2 hours without moving no, seriously, you can ask Mark. I called him. I called my parents. I watched 3 episodes of Bones.
But
luckily.
What happened?
A big semi truck had an accident in front of us. It was over 2 hours that I was sitting there, and I had a little less than a half a tank of gas.
Yeah.
I finally got nervous and turned everything off.
Oh, come on. Your car can't idle for 2 hours.
Well, it probably
on a half tank of gas?
Could, but I didn't want to. Well, I think it could have, but I was worried. And other people around me were turning off their engines as well. So
idling takes up very little power. It's very little gas.
It was going through about a gallon every 10 minutes or something.
Idling?
Yeah. at least on my little meter that was telling me how much I had left. Not a gallon.
Wow.
Sorry, not a gallon.
No.
Your range tells you how many miles you've got left.
Yeah.
I had like 170.
Yeah.
And about every 10 minutes, it'd go like 169. And then
but those are just estimates. Those are just estimates based off of your current consumption.
So I was worried
like
I turned off my engine, but I was watching Bones episodes. So I was okay. But anyway, I didn't get home because then I had to stop and get gas.
Right.
I hadn't had dinner. I needed to get something to eat, et cetera, et cetera. I didn't get home till 3. 3 in the morning. So
Just
yeah,
get the damn surgery already.
So
I know you're angsty about this on your personal journal podcast, The Geeky Gay, the other day. And here's the most frustrating thing about being your friend, Adam, is you repeated back the arguments for why you should get the surgery. and you were like going, well, I realize that over time it would be cheaper to get the surgery, and I realize it would be a permanent solution, and I wouldn't have to drive 10 hours round trip every month. You're laying out all these things, but then I just can't spend that much money all at once. And I'm just like, you have credit cards.
This is how my brain works, Daniel. I think about it, and then I think, well, what if?
Adam,
what if?
Do you know
what if I get the surgery?
You could make platinum off of the hair transplant.
Well, actually, I don't have enough on any single credit card to pay the amount for the surgery. So that
Adam,
would be.
You could literally. Who's your American Airlines card with?
It's Barclay Bank.
You could call Barclay tomorrow and go, I want a credit increase. They're going to. Yeah. I know your salary, whatever. I know what they give me. So it's like, I'm sorry, just as an aside, I was looking at just like a regular Disney credit card the other day. And it was like my balance was like 6,000 or something because we had done a bunch of run Disney things and whatnot that we haven't paid off yet. And it's like, your available credit is $22,500. I'm just like, they really want me to spend that money at Disney.
Yeah, I could, but here's how my brain works. This is my latest thought.
Mm-hmm.
What if I get the transplant? It grows in about a year.
Yeah.
And then I find out I've got cancer and I have to get chemo and I lose all my hair.
Adam,
then I have spent all that money.
If that were to happen, what you should do is immediately go out and play the lottery, because the odds of that happening are about the same as you winning the lottery. So you might want to just jump on that. That is a ridiculous argument. And you know that's a ridiculous argument.
So anyway.
I know you know that's a ridiculous argument.
So anyway, long trip,
Yes.
Lots of drama, but I made it home. I'm safe.
God pissed on you.
I'm sound. It's all good. Yeah. It's all good.
That's right. I'm sorry, what was it again? What kind of car was it again?
It's the
driving
Nissan 370Z.
Nissan 370. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that you got that in again, because that was.
I don't think I said
important.
it. I don't think I said it
yes,
ever.
You did.
I just said a sports car.
I was thinking, you remember the old Vera Speaks show when Vera would name drop somebody and they'd play that sound clip of a bunch of dishes falling, and the dude was like going, I think you dropped something there.
It's not like a 370Z is like a coveted car or anything. It's just a normal car.
But you mentioned that. I wish I had it right here.
Hello.
Just that was in that mini pad. Instead of having that version of Vera, I would want the, you dropped something there.
If only you knew him, he could probably just record it for you.
I asked him for it, but I don't know. You know how it is to record a podcast, and you make little tiny bits and, like all kind of little sound effects you're going to use on the show or whatever. And you edit them in weird directories. And then 6 months later, you're trying to find the thing that, Auntie Scott is saying.
Well, I'm saying if he originally recorded that clip, he could just record it again.
It was a production thing. It was, but it was dishes falling.
Oh, I see.
It was a whole, I mean, I could use the,
Oh, you dropped something there.
I could use the, I could make a fake voice. That's not.
Does Auntie Scott not have his old episodes somewhere? Are they lost in time?
Lost in time, Adam.
I was going to say we should start with all the old episodes of Vera Speaks for the archive on Pride 48, But if
I
if no
believe
one
we
has
could.
them,
Oh no, well, just because Auntie Scott doesn't have them doesn't mean no one has them. I believe Steve
Moose P.
Yeah, Moose P has every episode of Vera Speaks ... for real.
Is Moose P the Internet Archive of gay podcasts? Is that what we're saying?
Oh no, Auntie Scott says he has them all.
Oh.
So yes, Auntie Scott, if you would like to host Vera Speaks ... for real as the first member of the Pride 48 archive, we would be happy to do that, and so that they will be available for all to hear and enjoy, and I can steal that sound clip.
You'll have to listen to all of them to find it, though, because you won't know what episode it's in.
Right, yeah. I think the only thing that's going to be tricky on that is I don't want to archive them where you would have to go to the site and click, right? I want you to be able to get an RSS of the archived episode. You know what I'm saying?
We can do that.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure. I would want to make sure that you could get them in the normal way that you got podcasts.
Just like we do the level 13. You can the WordPress plugin that I use will do as many podcasts as you want.
All right, Adam, I have some. I'm moving on now. That was not a segue. That was just me. That's there's got to be a word for that in the biz. Something like a hard cut or something. I'm hard cutting, Adam. Going to hard cut to another topic. I kind of feel like I mentioned last week about discovering queer tea, and that's led me to a bunch of other gay news blogs and stuff. And it's like this little ray of joy in my life that I didn't know that I was missing, to just read stuff from a gay standpoint, like not political, not whatever. It's just, here's Gus Kenworthy shirtless or whatever. And it's great. You would have loved it the other day. They had Tom Daly, a bunch of Tom Daly.
He's trying to go back to the Olympics next year.
Yeah, that was what the story was about. But it was peppered with a bunch of really attractive photos of him. Anyway, my point is, I've kind of enjoyed reading these gay news every day. But along the way, I also am picking up a lot of negative story. You know what I'm saying? Like stories you're like, oh, that sucks. Like, I didn't know that was going on, and that really sucks. It's led me to these two articles that I read this week. And these are two completely different articles on two completely different days. And it was one of those things where it made me angry, but also at the same time, you're like, wait, what the fuck? That exists? You know what I'm saying? Like these are two things that I never knew existed in the world. Okay.
I used to get a magazine called Things You Never Knew Existed, where you could buy like dog poop that was a key holder and stuff like that.
Did you know, Adam?
No.
Did you know that there is a women's British chess team?
Well, I didn't know that, but I think that's something you could probably assume. But no, really? I did not know. Well, yeah, I mean, they're
a woman's chess team, or is like is chess? Does chess need to be divided by men and women, or
I just always assume stupid? I just always assume there's always a gender divided everything. Women's billiards.
I never knew this.
Women's, whatever. Yeah,
never knew that there was a women's chess team. Much less that there were global competitions between countries on these teams, right?
Well, I didn't know, but I mean, I could have gotten.
Okay, well, the story that I read, which made me kind of angry, but at the same time, I'm like, I didn't know there was a fucking women's chess team. I never knew that was a thing, but it all revolves around.
Are you going to say they wouldn't let a trans woman on the team? Because that would be ridiculous.
It would not only be ridiculous, but it's even worse than that, Adam. It's even worse than that. There is a trans member of the chess team, and she did compete last year in the finals or whatever, the World Chess Women's Finals. And she's been on the team for years. But this story happens to be that all of the women on the women's chess team in Britain quit rather than go back to the World Championships with their trans teammate.
Oh.
Because...
Why?
I'm going to tell you why, Adam. Why would you think? Why would you think? Would you think maybe they had like death threats?
They didn't
want to.
They didn't want to share a bathroom with her, or share a hotel room, or something.
I don't think you change clothes in chess. I don't think you have to go to the locker room in chess.
They didn't want to shower together. Don't you shower before and after chess matches? I mean,
I don't know. But here's the thing that upset them the most. Let me find the exact words. I don't want to, You
don't want to talk out of school.
Misquote. I don't want to misquote anybody here. Let me find their reasoning here for it. It's actually, I'm so sorry, Adam. I should have had this highlighted before. So you could maybe talk while I'm looking for it here, Adam, so that I get it correct.
No, I'll just let everyone wait with you as you're looking. Well, Mark had just texted me and asked me if I put the chicken chips in the spreadsheet. And since this was your topic, I was just responding to him on my watch.
Okay, fuck it. I can't find it. I can't find it. But here's what happened. They or is it in this article right here? No, it doesn't. Here's what happened. They were upset. They don't want to go back because the other teams wouldn't talk to them.
Oh.
And when they won the bronze medal 2 years ago, no one clapped for them when they went up to get their medal. That's why they all quit rather than go back.
No one clapped because there was a trans woman?
Yeah, because the other countries weren't clapping for them because they had a trans teammate. So these bitches don't want to go represent their country in the chess tournament because they don't want to get snubbed by the bigots in the other countries. But yet they still, with a fucking, no cognitive dissonance at all, turn around and go, but I totally support my trans teammate. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I mean, how is that supporting your trans teammate if you're basically like, well, I don't want to, they look at me weird because we have a trans teammate. I don't, that makes me feel weird. So I don't want to do that. But I totally support trans people, of course.
That makes no sense to me. I mean, I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm saying the sports argument, it's not right, but I'm saying you can see that they're coming from we think that someone who was biologically a man might be stronger or something, but it's chess.
It's chess, Adam. Can you think of another sport that really wouldn't, actually, physical strength wouldn't matter?
Men are dumber than women most times. So it's a dumber person on the chess team than,
so can you just off the top of your head, can you think of another sport?
Well, billiards. I was talking about billiards,
okay.
Darts.
How about angling?
Oh, fishing. Fishing? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Did you know that was a sport?
Did you know that I did, because
people compete?
Yes, because Branson, Missouri is home to one of the largest angling tournaments in Lake of the Ozarks, or whatever the lake is in Branson. Every year they have this big, huge angling tournament. And all these fishermen go there and try to, I guess, catch the biggest fish or something. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I've confused my two stories, and these were the bitches that didn't want to be with their trans team. All right, so the England ladies angling team will not compete at the upcoming World Championships because they have a trans teammate.
Now, I didn't know there was a World Championship of angling, but I will tell you this: when I was growing up, PBS has all these shows. Like, they have cooking, but they would also have woodworking and all this kind of stuff. They had fishing shows where a guy would literally be out on a boat catching fish for the whole episode. That's what it was. So,
yes,
I mean, and that was something my dad liked to watch. So I grew up watching guys, catch fish on PBS.
I believe it was, who was the comedian that I just loved? And she was on PBS a lot. I mean, on NPR a lot. On that Wait, Don't Tell Me. What's her name? Somebody please tell me what's her name. She's on Wait, Don't Tell Me. Paula Poundstone. Thank you. Paula Poundstone once pointed out about those fishing shows. She's like, she kind of explained it exactly like you did. It's a 30-minute show of them just fishing and talking. And Paula Poundstone pointed out, you have to understand that's the most interesting 30 minutes of like an 8-hour day. Like the editor,
Yes.
some editor had to sit
That's
there
true.
and watch 8 hours of fishing.
Fishing is
in
really
order to
boring.
come-
And I mean, you know, fishing can be relaxing if you and I don't mind fishing. Like when I would do it, I didn't mind it because you can do other things. You can eat a sandwich, you can like take a book or, you know, whatever. But it is boring waiting on it. And then it is kind of exciting when they catch when, you know, one tugs or whatever. But then I do not like pulling the fish off the hook. So I would always make my dad pull the fish off the hook for me because I don't want to get cut up.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
and they wiggle all around. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that to my dad too. I caught a bass on our dock and I didn't want to take it off the hook. So I drug, you know, Dad was standing at the end of the dock. So I walked over there to it and he's like, well, take it off. I was like, I don't want to take it off. It's gooey or whatever. And he basically took the fish, unhooked the thing and then threw it back in the lake.
It's and you can it always happens when you go out on these fishing trips where somebody rears back and goes to like cast and they hook the person next to them in the side of the neck. You know,
and rip an artery open and they die.
It's like it
All right,
always happens.
All right, so let's get back to, because I have a question at the end of this for you.
Okay.
Adam.
Okay.
All right, so let me just try to rescue my stories here. The bronze medal winning team that did not get applause from their other countries' teams was the angling team. That was the England ladies angling. So everything I said about chess, I really was talking about the fishing team. The fishing team people refused to go to the championships because that trans teammate of theirs is going to go, and they felt like people were mean to them the last time.
I mean, who's there to clap anyway? You're out on a boat in the middle of the river
I'm
or
assuming
something.
this is at the award ceremony, Adam. I'm assuming that this
is it where they're
later
holding
when
up
they
the
come
big fish, taking the photo that you always see?
They
of
have
like
a medal. They won the bronze medal. I'm assuming there's those stupid stairs and the gold and the silver and the bronze. In chess, it's not the English team or anything like that. The World Chess, the International Chess Federation has officially banned registered trans women from participating in women's events. So no trans woman can compete in a woman's chess match, even though there's absolutely zero reason for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's absolutely why does it matter? It's like there's absolutely no biological advantage to start with.
I would have thought of chess as being a more accepting.
Yeah, you would think.
I don't want to call that a sport, but I guess, a more accepting sport, for lack of a better term.
So the thing that got me is, we're thinking, trans people have it coming from all sides, and that's just a thing that's happening now, and it's happening more and more. And I feel like leading the charge on that are people like J.K. Rowling, right? That she is absolutely out there stirring the pot and, just being all dickish about being transphobic. So at work, this is where my question comes in, Adam. At work.
I thought that was a Hewlett-Packard event at work when I saw HP, and now I know what you're going to say.
So at work, they are trying to do this event, this culture event. Hey, we're going to have this really fun kind of event, and it's called the Tri-Wizarding Tournament, and you get your golden ticket and the Harry Potter Goblet of Fire, and blah. It's all Harry Potter themed. And they're looking for people to host breakout sessions, like a 15, 20-minute breakout session of teaching people about some some topic that you can choose, right? So, which of course, numerous people, because of what I do at work and the kinds of things that I do in podcasting and YouTubing and whatnot, everyone and their brother keeps coming up to me at work and basically saying, you should totally sign up for that. You know,
you'd be a good Gandalf.
Yeah, you should do a 20-minute breakout session on, you know,
not
Microsoft
Gandalf.
Teams
His name is not Gandalf. That's Lord of the Rings.
It's Dumbledore.
Dumbledore. Yeah.
Anyway, but here's my problem, Adam, is I just don't want to be involved in this event because of the Harry Potter, because of J.K. Rowling. It's like, I know it's silly to some people, but I just feel like this isn't a case of this author having an unpopular, problematic view of the world privately, right? She is aggressively and gleefully rolling around in this. When there was recently some trans group pulled out of an event because they had named her as host. And on X, she posted, well, I just ordered another truckload of champagne so I can, from these people, from these people's tears or whatever. He's like, she's gleefully taunting the trans community, like gleefully taunting the trans community. And it makes me angry, and I just don't want to support her. I get that people can separate the art from the artist or whatever, but in this particular case, with my community under fire actively from this woman, I cannot bring myself to participate in this. So here's my question. And this is what I've been wrestling with. Do I tell them that? Like, do I? Because one of the things about my company is we had a lot of trans employees. I haven't seen any of them lately. And when I'm looking for the ones that I used to work with, they're no longer with the company. I'm like, has every trans person left this company and no one has said anything to them? It's like
we have a trans girl in one of the developers, and she's an asshole. But nothing to do with her being trans. She just thinks she's better than everybody else.
Executive producer says, ask when the Bill Cosby and Andrew Dice Clay programs are scheduled. It's like, can I participate in those?
You should tell them. Well, it's up to you whether you tell them or not.
But then, do I make myself that guy at that point? Right.
I think it's up to you. You don't have to, but you could certainly or you could quietly just raise your concern to your manager and say, hey, I'm concerned about this event because, J.K. Rowling, or however you say her last name, is not supportive of trans people. We have trans people who work here. Are we hurting them by having this Harry Potter themed thing?
Exactly.
And I don't want to participate in that. You don't have to make an announcement. You don't have to give a speech in the town square, but you could, tell your manager.
I just feel like the one time before that I got involved in an event, complaining about an event, was there was a blood drive. They were doing a blood drive at work. And if you went and donated blood on a particular day, the blood mobile was there, right? So if you go down and donate blood today at the blood mobile, we'll give you a $10 Amazon gift card, right? So my company was providing people bribes to go and donate blood.
Yeah.
So I complained to the people running the contest of you do realize that some of us here are legally forbidden from donating blood. Like I can't get that $10 gift card because I'm a gay man. And if I'm not willing to lie on the form, I have to tell the blood people on the form that I'm a gay man who's sexually active and I am not allowed to donate blood.
And that you just got back from Camp Mars last week. So, I mean, it's...
And I mean, this was several years ago. I believe I heard something recently where they are finally going to drop some of those stupid rules. But it was just one of those things. It's like you are offering a financial reward to people that, but I can't get it. Right. It's like,
this is totally one of those things.
Yeah.
Where, and I agree with you. It is discrimination. I agree with you. But this is totally one of those things that I always use to my advantage. because I hate needles. I hate needles so bad. There is no way in hell that I'm going to voluntarily go let them stick a needle in my arm and watch the life flow out of my veins into a bag. There is absolutely no way. And I mean, if one of you was dying or something and you needed, like, I mean, sure, but I'm not just going to walk up to some blood donation thing. There's no way. So I can always say, I'm a homo. You know, I mean, I would. I would do it. I'd be the first one in line, but, you know, I'm gay. So.
Well, I haven't figured, I don't know what I'm going to do at work. Only because, you know, this whole return to office thing, and they don't seem to care about a lot of things right now, which kind of makes me feel like they're scrambling. You know what I'm saying? Like things are about to either go really badly or just moderately badly. And I'm kind of, you know, I kind of don't want to rock the boat during that, but at the same time, I kind of feel douchey for not saying something. And not, you know, and not posting it in a public forum or whatever, but just letting the event organizers know. He's like, guys, this, you know, if you had one gay person on your panel that planned this, maybe someone would have said something to you.
I feel like the Spit Valve Factory is fairly progressive, which is odd because we're based in Arkansas, but I feel like they're fairly progressive. I haven't seen any problematic, very many problematic things.
And in the chat room, Mel in the chat room is pointing out, which from this point on, if someone says I should do that, I'll explain why I'm not. And so like, well, I'm not doing it because it supports, you know, J.K. Rowling, and I don't.
You should make a sign and picket. You know, while they're stand behind someone who's doing one of the Zoom things with like a picket sign.
No, here's the thing. So it's a whole event. It's a multi-day event, and the first event that happens in this whole Tri-Wizarding event, you know, tournament or whatever, is Fun T-Shirt Day. So they were supposed to wear a fun T-shirt and take a picture, and then I guess they're going to vote on who has the funnest T-shirt. I don't know. I didn't fully understand that, and I don't think they do either. But I did find this one shirt online, and sadly, I cannot get it here by the time that the T-shirt contest is going to happen. But the T-shirt says Hogwarts is fake, trans people are real. It's like I want to wear that T-shirt and then just submit that one, and you know, That's just say, but then that's really kind of a Joe Batance move, really, when you think about it. That's more of a stirring the pot.
I could see that. Yeah.
Now I'll send him a link to this time code so that he'll know that we talked about him there, because that's what we like to do, Adam. We like to support other podcasters, YouTubers, all kinds of content creators, because we ourselves are content creators, and so we like to support our friends.
I have really mixed feelings about this topic. Yeah. But it happened. I mean, I saw it today. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. So this YouTuber that I watch, you know, gets on, and this YouTuber, I would say he's probably not, you know, cream of the crop, apex, like millionaire YouTuber, but he recently bought a brand new studio. He has a staff of people. He has multiple channels. He just bought a huge house with like a horse farm for his wife and all this stuff, right?
Is his name Linus? It
no.
Sounds like you're talking about...
No. It's not. No. It's not Linus.
Okay.
So anyway, and he gets on his personal vlog channel.
Yeah.
And he is crying. I mean, crying, Daniel, like physically crying. And he is telling people that trying to keep up with the YouTube algorithm is killing him, and he needs to be able to do less videos, and he has these big dreams and how he wants to grow the channel and pay all his staff and all this stuff, and he really needs people to help him.
Help him.
The title of his video is Help. And he's like crying and telling them he needs them to
why
join.
I'm so fascinated by why you're not saying who he is.
Well, I mean, I don't want to shame. I don't want to shame anyone.
Adam, we have like 400 or 500 listeners. It's like you're not going to shame someone with millions.
And I
viewers.
like him. It's Jazza, which no one has ever heard of him. Jazza.
Jazza?
Jazza. Jazza. He's an artist YouTuber. But anyway, he's great. I love it. I mean, he seems like a very nice guy. And I think he's genuine, and I think he's very open with his emotions and all of that kind of stuff. But this is what gets me. Why do content creators feel like that it's people's duty to support them? It's like you're giving donations to people so they can follow their dreams and make a living. Why don't they, if they want to do it, why don't they just make a product that sells? How business normally works. Like, I don't get this whole, help me, donate to my channel. That's not how real life works.
Actually, it is. And that's why they do it, is every time that they ask for people to donate to their Patreon or to join their Patreon to help support them and stuff like that, people do, or else they wouldn't keep doing it. And it's like, if you were to go look at his Patreon, which he has a link to it right there, he has 1,100 patrons.
Oh, it went up. It was only 700 earlier today when I looked at it.
So what he did worked, right? He's got 1,100 people. The least that you can join him for is $3 a month, right? So that's $3,300 a month at minimum, and minus fees or whatever. So let's just call it $3,000 a month. That he's this is Patreon, so you have to split it. So let's say $1,600 a month or so on patrons. His video has he has 6.4 million subscribers, which means brand deals are probably super easy for him to get. But on top of that, his video has 400,000 views, so that's probably $100 or so in views for his channel. So, and I mean,
well, I'm just saying, look, I like him. I mean, he seems likable. I would probably enjoy hanging out with him, but it just made me think of, these are businesses. Right. The president of Sony doesn't go on TV and go, "Help me, everyone. Join my Patreon." It's like, no, they just put out content that people want to see.
In that case, their version of Patreon is Paramount Plus, and their version of sending out a video to say "help me" is to raise those fees every year.
Yeah,
or so.
but I mean, and so maybe I'm wrong, but it just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like this begging, like, give me charity sort of thing. Right? Even if
I didn't listen to his plea. It's a 17-minute video, so I'm not going to play it. But it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for people who have the means to kick a few shekels your way, if they enjoy what you do, right? I don't think there's any shame in that. I asked people to donate to Autism Speaks for my run, right? It's like, I don't feel bad about that.
Well, I feel like if you say something like, "Hey, I'm doing this Patreon, there's going to be extra content that's more valuable. It's going to be this much a month. You get this, this, and this." That's fine. You're like selling me a product. You're saying, "Hey, if you enjoy me, you're going to get more of me. You're going to get," but going on your channel and like crying and acting like, you're not going to make it if people don't, and then
maybe he's not. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's living hand to mouth. Maybe
he just bought a brand new huge studio with like a staff and
people who run into money quickly are often very bad with managing that money, and will often end up being in very desperate situations very quickly. That's one of those things that you get a $1 million brand deal, and instead of going out and buying $1 million house, maybe you save it and see if you're going to have some more good times coming, right? It's like, that's probably the thing. But the thing, he's
the chat room is accusing me of being judgmental. First of all, how dare you?
You have the option to
Second of
just
all.
click off on it. You have
No,
the option to
I
never
will-
send him a cent
I
and still
understand.
enjoy his content.
Who knows? I may subscribe, you know, but I'm saying the way that some influencers ask for it
Yes.
rubs me the wrong way. Like it's not,
Rubs
you're
you
not
the wrong
a charity. Like
Right.
it's like a homeless person on the side of the road putting out a hat. Please, sir, you know, no, you're a business. You are a business. And so it just rubs me the wrong way. That's it. But I still will watch his channel. I may subscribe. Who knows? It just rubs me the wrong way.
Okay. Well, like it rubs me the wrong way when Evangelist asked for money for
that too.
You know, for prayers or whatever. But in this case, I'll tell you what doesn't bother me. And I didn't watch his 17-minute video, so you can tell me whether this is the case or not. If he's selling merch and he's asking for, you know, guys, I'm in some hard times right now. I'd really appreciate it if you bought, you know, my latest t-shirts or my latest, hats or whatever like that, you know, to really help me out. If something like that, I don't have a problem with. That's no different than a commercial, right? That's no different than...
No, it's just a Patreon. It's just, like, he's not selling anything. It's just a Patreon.
So he's selling access to himself for
he didn't even
$3
he didn't even say what the perks would be in the video. I mean, I know Patreons always have perks, but he didn't even talk about that.
Well, I'll tell you what they are, Adam. For $3 a month, you can get early access to his videos and extended cuts. Also early access and discounts to merch and products.
Yeah.
For $6 a month, you get all of that.
I don't have a problem with Patreon.
Plus you get private monthly streams and behind the scenes updates and pictures of work in progress creations.
I don't have a problem with the Patreon. I like Patreon.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's a good way for creators to get paid. I don't like the method of asking for you are a business. You are providing value, a product that you want me to pay for, not telling me you're not going to be able to pay your bills next week. Like that, I don't know. Auntie Scott says he and Drew watch Jazza. I don't know if they watch this video, but I would be interested to know how that video rubbed him if he watched it.
Yeah.
Cause it just rubbed me the wrong way. That's all.
But at the same time, people are human, and maybe the dude was just in a bad place. Maybe he's got things happening in his life that are causing him stress, and this is something that.
And that's why I didn't want to call out his name. I don't want to shame him.
No,
I'm just saying in general.
Who knows why people do whatever? Like
And by the way, listeners on YouTube, I just bought a new Blackmagic ATEM Mini. If you could join, please.
Join
the Mix
our
Minus Patreon.
Level 13 is what we call ours. It includes all of the kinds of things you would expect in a behind the scenes club. Extra audio clips. You're going to get exclusive posting of that recording of Three's a Crowd from the Pride 48 weekend. All kinds of fun stuff coming, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, well, what do I get for $6 a month or $3 a month? Or, what levels do you have? Well, I'll tell you, we only have one level. It's absolutely free. You just send us an email, contact@mix-podcast.com, and we will set you up with your own RSS feed for extra content and access to our Discord server, which no one's using, but it's there. And I tried to make a thing where we posted something every day, and we did, but no one ever replied. And it was just like...
and look, I'll be really emotionally bare right now and tell everyone maybe it's a little bit of schadenfreude. Because you know what? I like to create content too. But you know what I did? I decided I was never going to make a living creating content. And so I went out and got a job with the man, working for the man so that I could pay my bills.
Every night and day.
So maybe that's part of it as well.
Maybe. I don't think that's schadenfreude, Adam.
Or whatever. Whatever it would be
jealousy.
called.
Yeah, it's something like that. Are these numbers correct? Do we have
you're only
3?
getting to do exactly what you wanted to do with your life, and I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
3, 2, 1. Contact is the secret, is the moment when everything happens. Contact is the answer, is the reason
Excellent. It is the contact segment of the show. This is the segment of the show where we read your emails and play your voicemails. Adam, do we have any emails this week?
Well, not really, but I will say, I was shamed last week for never reading Cyclone's emails.
That's true. Our executive producer,
Cyclone. Our
yes.
executive producer, I did read the email. It's very thorough, well thought out.
Mm-hmm.
He gives us information about which segment he thinks is the best. For instance, there's going to be several things in the Weekly World News which are pertinent.
Oh, pertinent.
See, you didn't even read it.
Why are you saying that I didn't?
You said, like you didn't know. It was right there.
Letting you I thought you were doing a bit. I was trying to be a support. I was being Ed McMahon to your Carson.
And I say that just so Cyclone knows that I actually read it because he's in the chat room.
Very good, sir.
But no, I mean, it was nothing really that we need to read on air, but he does give thorough notes in his email for sure.
Yes. He missed the whole train about the British Anglers, Women's Anglers Club. I still can't believe there's a English. Anyway, we do have some voicemails though, Adam. So let's get to those right this very moment, shall we? And we'll go to caller number 1. Hello.
Star of The Man from U.N.C.L.E., David McCallum, dead at 90.
Yes, indeed he did.
Wait, what did
you
he
ever
say?
Watch David McCallum. Did you ever watch The Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
Now I'm trying to think if he's David. Let's see, because there were 2 deaths this week. Oh no, you know what I know him from? He's Ducky in NCIS, and I recently I used to watch NCIS all the time, and I stopped. But recently I caught back up and I watched all the way to, the recent season, and Ducky was in every season, even the most recent season he was in. He was getting less and less and less because he was old, I guess.
Yeah.
But I love it. And I believe that was Casey in Denver because
it was Casey in Denver.
Well,
that's
because
what it says.
his it was not an audio boo, but the thing we use.
Yes.
The website.
Voicemail, yes.
Yeah, and it
website,
said KC. So that's the
yeah. We're gonna assume it's Casey in Denver. If it's not, let us know.
But folks, you need to tell us who you are when you call, because we may be giving the money to the wrong person.
That's right, and we're up to $1.
Yeah,
so
that's the very first dollar
very
so far.
first $1. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's go to our next call. Remember, we gave away $100.
Yeah.
To Tom and Terry.
I know. The richest people in the Pride 48 community, and they won our $100.
$100.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hello.
David McCallum, actor in NCIS, dead. Adam, I know that you are going to know this guy because you love a procedural.
I do.
Even though that is a geeky gay fact, not a mixed minus fact. Mm-hmm. But yes,
no, it's
famous American actor. Let's hope in the afterlife he's punished for being in a show that's gone for about 30 years and totally abuses the intelligence of anyone who watches those shows. Anyway, $1 in the pot for me.
$1.
I look forward to winning next year. Woo. Thanks. This is Scotty, Rosie Butler.
I mean,
Tom and Terry
Woodhaven.
Tom and Terry are in the chat room and they're like, come on, we're teasing with you, Tom and Terry.
I have seen their tax returns. They have released their tax returns, unlike Donald Trump.
And it wasn't a charity; it was a contest.
I know.
It's like there was no requirement that you be poor to win.
It's not like they were asking for someone to sign up for their Patreon, so it's okay. It's all right.
We didn't sign up for that, but although they could use that $100
next week.
Next week,
Tom and Terry, they launch their Patreon next week.
The patreon.com/twiggles. All right, let's get to our last phone. Only 3 phone calls. I guess people, didn't want. Dianne Feinstein died today. Could have called in that. No, let's see what else we got. Hello.
Hi guys, Scott from Northern California.
Hey Scott.
Sad news.
Yes.
Senator Dianne Feinstein dead, 90. Also, great weekend, Pride weekend. Really enjoyed it.
Oh,
I listened to a lot of shows and I missed a lot, so hopefully they'll be on the site
Soon.
Woodhaven.
Soon, TM.
I mean, in
Thank
a
you,
month or
Scott.
so. Yeah, just keep
Thank you,
looking.
Scott.
Keep looking back. Yeah. Also, I don't know the guy's name. Thanks for your call, by the way, Scott.
Yes.
But my boyfriend, my partner,
Yes, your boyfie. Yes.
let me know yesterday or day before, because he always lets me know when celebrities die, because he could call in, but he doesn't. He just lets me know. The guy who played Dumbledore, speaking of Harry Potter,
Yes.
the guy who played Dumbledore died this week.
Well, the second
As well,
one.
the second
because the
Dumbledore-
first,
the first one
the
was
first
already
one
dead.
died. Yeah. No, I saw that. Also, I don't believe that we would allow Mark. If you think that there was a stink about Tom and Terry winning,
Well,
if Mittens were to win,
I mean, I was the only one that raised a stink, and I'm a co-host of the show.
oh,
so
you
I mean,
and Auntie Scott, you and Auntie stirring the pot. All I cared about was that I didn't. You know what, Tom and Terry, enjoy the money. That money was given to you by Anchor, by Anchor.fm from our.
that was our ad revenue
That was half of our ad
for the
ad
entire
revenue.
time we've been doing this show. I mean,
We made
that is
$200 off of that ad in 3 years.
Yeah.
In 3 years,
Yeah.
we made $200 off of
It's
that
kind of
ad.
like my Amazon. You know how I started that account, and I didn't beg people. I just said, hey, if you're ever shopping on Amazon, just
Right.
go over to my geekygay.com/shop
Yeah.
and click on any of the links, and then search for the thing you were going to buy and buy it, because I will get a little cup of coffee just to thank me for doing the show 5 days a week or whatever. But I didn't beg. I didn't cry and say,
No. I think that's it. Thank you everyone for your phone call. We can be reached at 707-61-DEATH, or you can go to our website, voicemail.mix-podcast.com.
3, 2, 1. Contact.
How long is your other story?
it's not super long.
I feel like I may skip this and
It's
do
not
it in
super
the
long.
after show. I know this is something that it's, you know what, we'll do it in the after show. Because I kind of wanted to talk to you about maybe, I don't know, let's maybe make the show a little gayer.
I see what you're doing there. Like we're slowly becoming the gay mix instead of
That's right.
mixed mind.
That's right.
And then you're going to you're going to bring in more campground stories, and then we're going to have like a gay news segment.
Like the trans.
We're gonna start
that we were talking
doing
about earlier.
I'm going to start doing the show from a sling.
Yeah,
You know,
pretty much, yeah. That's how it's going to work.
Speaking of, if you want to make it gayer, Daniel, I'll tell you something right now.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm listening right now.
I got an email today.
Yes.
And I said this before. I don't know if it was on an after show or like during a show, but I got
get emails every day.
I get emails a lot of times asking for me to interview people.
Oh, okay.
On my podcast. Yeah. I got an email today asking for me to interview the founder of Fort Trough.
Oh.
So, if you want to interview the founder of Fort Trough, that makes us a little gayer.
I feel like Fatty would, but I mean, yeah, I would be.
And I was looking, some of the
doesn't
products on there are scary. They had like a tentacle.
Yeah.
I'm like, a tentacle? Like what? What?
Some hardcore.
What do people? You watch X-Files and you get horny? Like, what is that? Anyway.
Yeah. Go ahead. I mean, I have a party tomorrow night, but I have a feeling it's not the same kind of party as yours that you went to recently.
No, but actually, I thought you put that after the. Oh no, you didn't. Okay.
No,
okay.
I didn't. I moved. Out.
It got moved, folks. We had a itinerary change mid show,
and no one would have known about it other than Adam calling attention to it right this moment.
Yeah. So
You were going to say I can edit it? Adam, we're doing video now. Do you know how difficult it is to like cut out things in video?
I just created a work video in DaVinci Resolve. So anyway,
we don't have multiple camera angles to hide the cuts. So then we just become like a cheap YouTube channel that just has jump cuts everywhere in it.
I went to a party on Sunday.
Yes.
And this girl was turning 16. And apparently, and normally I think it's the 18th birthday, Mark was explaining to me.
Uh-huh.
But they do these party, and I don't know if this is, okay, I know back in the day, there used to be some debutante ball or like thing that girls would do or whatever.
A cotillion.
But
they were introduced to
First of all,
to society.
I don't know if that is still a thing. I bet Atlanta, Georgia, or somewhere like that, it's probably still a thing. But
oh hell yes, cotillions are still a thing. Yeah.
But I mean, I grew up in a small town, and we didn't really. But this party, she like gets up on stage. 16 of her friends have candles, and they go up and they all have to say something nice about her. And then they have a dance where all the guys give her a rose and then dance with her. And there's all this ceremony.
Oh, wow.
There's all this ceremony around it.
Yeah.
And it just felt so strange to me. Like,
now, did any of the 8 friends that came up and said something nice about her say something like, she has perfect attendance?
they're all like, oh, you've always been so smart. I've always been, the
one thing I could always say about you were always there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of them did say you're such a great friend. You've always been a really good friend to me and all this kind. And she's standing there, and I mean, it's cute and everything, but I mean, I don't even know her that well. And like, I'm sitting there for like half an hour, 45 minutes watching a different guy come up and dance with her.
Yeah. So they're bringing up in the chat room. Have you never heard of like a quinceañera?
I have.
A cotillion? Or it's like, this is a common
thing.
Thing.
First of all, do we do this in America?
Well, yeah, we do, because it's all a stupid holdover, but it's all, here, I'm presenting my daughter. My daughter is now at the age where you could fuck her and procreate. So let me do a big ceremony to, let all you men know that you can now impregnate my daughter. That's all this is. And all of these things, like you're basically dressing them up to make them attractive to the adult men that can now, take care of her for the rest of her life.
And it's not really all that fun for the people who are there. Yeah. I mean, I'm watching someone, each person go up and compliment this person, and I didn't even know her that well. So it was like,
what would happen? What would happen at your wedding? Like in your wedding, would you, not have people give toasts and say things about you because there's a bunch of people there and they're not going to understand? I mean, that's just part of the job, right? As an attendant of a quinceañera or a cotillion or whatever they call the one that you went to, or a sweet 16 party, whatever. Your job is to sit there, give them a gift, and eat their free food. That's it. That's all you're required to do, and to say nice things.
Maybe it's because I grew up in like a podunk town in South Arkansas, and we never had anything like this. But if it's a cotillion
in the South, then your additional responsibility is to stand there while they pray to Jesus. But you're the one not bowing your head, so you can see who all the other atheists are in the room while you guys are praying. So
why bow my head when we pray? Because I'm not an atheist, but yeah. Mm-hmm. I get it.
I'm just saying, we atheists, we all just sit there. We know each other. We're like, that's that moment you're talking to your God. We're actually meeting other atheists in real life. We're like going like, oh, hey, you're not an invisible sky wizard. You're a dude over there, right? So yeah, I know. By the way, tonight when I went to go pick up my medicine, my medicine, when I went to go pick it up.
Your medicine? I don't know what you mean with the air quotes, or because I know you had blood pressure medicine at one point.
My medicine.
Oh, I see. Okay. YouTube has now demonetized us, but
we're not monetized.
There goes next year's celebrity death phone pot. Sorry, everyone.
Sitting in the waiting room was this dude that I had seen on Scruff numerous times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of wanted to say hi but I've never chatted with him. I've just seen him on my Scruff in this area.
Yeah. No, that'd be weird.
And yeah, I know. And it's like, so there's weird that there's a piece of my brain that's kind of like going, oh, I know him. Yeah. But wait, I actually don't know him, and he doesn't know me. And
if he's never messaged you on Scruff, then there's a chance that he doesn't want you to say hi to him.
Kathy Marshall says my medicine is legal in it. I have a card. I have a medical marijuana card, so it is legal in my state as well. YouTube took down all of the ones of people like WeedTube. Do you remember WeedTube?
No.
Where people they would just get high and talk, right? They would do these big rips and get high.
As with female chess teams, I could have assumed that would have been a thing, but I never have. I know that Try Guys used to do episodes where they would get high and then do stuff. But
so was that it? You just went to this party and you think it was weird?
Yeah, that's it. I wanted to ask, do we do that in the U.S.?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question. Name a party that isn't weird. Like the whole concept of a party is just weird, right? It's just like you're going to celebrate something, like and to do that, you're going to, buy little pieces of paper and dress these things up. It's like everything is inherent. It's just kind of weird.
And Filipinos love a party, and they love a theme. So we got invited to a dinner on November 18th. They have already put in the Facebook post, Daniel, the colors for this dinner are black and purple.
Yes.
I have to go out and buy like a purple bow tie or something.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I have a black shirt, but and Mark said when he told me, he's like, I know you're not going to like this. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you.
When is this? November
18th.
Oh, so I was going to say, we could bring you a purple shirt for Christmas when we come up to visit. By the way, Adam Burns.
Yes.
What the F with you donated $220 to Zach's Autism Speaks thing.
Well, he needed to reach his goal.
Now we're into you for like $470.
It's charity. What are you in? Like, although Zach did tell me that you guys are going to buy us a very expensive meal.
Yeah, we'll buy you.
He may not have used the words very expensive, but I
know.
I put those in there,
Yeah, we'll be paying for
I'm
dinner.
generous. What can I say?
Yeah. It was very generous.
Unless you ask me to join your Patreon while crying. Then not so much.
Not so much. All right. I guess we can just move on. Cool. News game. It's the news game. It's the news game. What questions will he ask? It is the Mix Minus News Game. This is the segment of the show where Adam will read me 5 questions from the New York Times news quiz, and I, using only my head, brain, and mouth words, will answer those questions.
Cyclone in the chat room says, but is hot dog spaghetti really a theme or a punishment? Because Filipinos like spaghetti with hot dogs in it?
They do. Yeah. We were going to try some at the Jollibee.
I really like it because it's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
But I don't like hot dogs. And so I fish out the hot dogs and put them on Mark's plate.
I thought you liked the Icelandic hot dogs.
They were pretty good. Yeah, they weren't bad.
Anyway, after I try my hand or my head at the 5 questions from the news quiz, we will move on to a bonus round whereby I'll answer as many questions as I can off of a Trivial Pursuit card in 60 seconds. Did I mention these are all multiple choice? Well, the first part is all multiple choice, and I will try to answer them without using the choices, but I'm always free to ask for them, and that's the wrong volume knob. Adam, what is our first question on the old news quiz this evening?
It is, let me see if my soundboard is in the correct spot. Because I want to, okay. There we go.
I heard that, yes.
Senator Robert Menendez of New Jersey and his wife,
does that mean
Nadine.
I got one right?
No, it does not.
That
was preemptory.
Oh.
That was not.
Got it.
Senator Robert Menendez of New Jersey and his wife Nadine face federal bribery charges in what prosecutors say was a conspiracy involving weapon sales and aid to which country?
Oh, I think it's Egypt. Is Egypt a choice?
That is correct. It is Egypt. Number 2.
Number 2.
According to historians, President Biden this week became the first sitting U.S. president to do what?
To crap his pants. No, they've all done that. No, he was joined the auto workers picketing the auto worker. He joined the picket line for the auto workers. What was
that? Is correct. He joined the picket line. They have a photo of him. Picketing.
Yep.
The Writers Guild of America ended its strike against Hollywood studios this week after how many days?
Oh.
Listeners, you'll notice that our podcast is going to get a lot better over the next few weeks.
Yeah, because the writers are back.
Because the writers are back.
Yeah.
I mean, we were flying by the seat of our pants.
I want to, because it wasn't the longest one, because there was one a long time ago that was a little bit longer. I want to say it's like right around 150. And Cyclone is saying 149. So we're of the same mind. So is there a number that's around 150?
There is 148.
And what's the next closest number?
210.
Oh, yeah. So, 148 then.
That is correct. Yeah. Number 4.
I knew it was like 3 months and change or something.
After an outbreak of hostilities last week, Azerbaijan seized oh
my God.
Seized Nagorno-Karabakh, a breakaway republic from Armenian control. When did Nagorno-Karabakh declare independence?
We get a translator over here, please.
When did Nagorno-Karabakh declare independence?
What are my choices?
It's a year. 2017, 2000, 1991, 1968, or 1853.
I'll take out the 2 extremes and then go to the middle one, which was 2000 or something. What was the...
There was 1853, 1968, 1991, 2000, 91. Or 2017.
91 was in the middle. I'll go with that one. That was a complete guess.
Correct.
That was a complete fucking guess. I don't even know who you're talking about. You're like,
it's a country. It's not a person, but yeah.
What year did Indabo and Gugu become independent?
All right, number 5. Taylor Swift attended a Kansas City Chiefs game this week.
Ugh,
what player was she there to see?
Some dude that she has the hots for, and no idea, Adam.
Well, you have to guess something. So, Colin Kaepernick, Devontae Adams, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, or Travis Kelce, or Kelsey. I don't know.
I don't know. Not Kaepernick. Who's the next one?
Devontae Adams.
Sure. Devontae Adams. I have no idea.
No, I'm sorry. It was Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah.
However you say that. Kelsey.
Everybody.
Kelce.
Well, that's 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Yep.
Let's see if I can make this work.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
What continent are you on if you're lost in the eastern tip of Egypt? What continent?
What continent are you on? Africa.
Asia. What cat and mouse launched a cartooning career for William Hanna and Joseph Barbera?
Tom and Jerry.
Correct. What can Germans publicly deny the existence of to earn 5 years in prison?
The Holocaust.
That's correct. What's molten magma called when it is forced onto the Earth's surface?
Lava.
Correct. What card game with a pegged track was invented in the 1620s by Sir John Suckling?
Euchre?
Cribbage. What bath toys storm-tossed by the hundreds into the North Pacific are being tracked to study ocean currents?
What?
Plastic toys, bath toys.
Rubber ducks.
That's correct.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Adam, that was, I racked up some points there. That was, how many did I get? I missed one.
You got 4 out of 6.
4 out of 6. And
normally you're lucky to get
one.
1.
I know. Look at that, Adam. Means I scored overall an 8 out of 6. That's
is that
good.
why people take rubber ducks on cruises?
I think they just hide them around the ship.
Well, yeah, but I mean, is that the reason that started? Because of the rubber duckies on the ocean that they used to track the currents with?
You would have to ask someone who is much more up on cruising.
Well, I mean, I see Tom and Terry typing in the chat room, so...
Oh, no. They're probably typing to Auntie Scott. Anyway, that's it, Adam. It's the old news quiz. I don't know where the next one is.
No,
I moved the boards around. So I stopped using the Bluetooth, and so I'm using. And it's like, oh yeah, that's the one where I had to switch.
This is the pad that has your mother on it. Has your mother on it.
And also your stepfather. I'm over here too. This is where we're at. Daniel makes us listen in the other room. He makes us go in the other room to listen. So, because we make him nervous.
My stepfather is from Washington State. He doesn't have a Southern accent at all. But sure.
Yes, Adam. But the character of your stepfather, as played here on the show,
they're both my pastor, just at different pitches. Your Southern accent is my pastor.
Adam, each and every week, our executive producer, Cyclone, sends us an enormous compendium of information, facts gathered by hundreds and hundreds of people of things that have happened on the day that we're recording of some other year. These will be things that have happened on September 29th of some other year, since that is the day that we're recording. This is from the Mix Minus Research Center, Archives and Test Kitchen. Happy National Coffee Day, Adam.
I don't like coffee. So I think Mark celebrated earlier. He drinks coffee every day.
I have taken to drinking iced coffee in the morning. Helps you poop, Adam.
That's so Taylor the Latte Boy. Actually, that's Mark always drinks it in the morning to help him poop as well. I don't need any help pooping. As we discussed earlier,
I know,
waterfalls. Just waterfalls.
Adam, I feel that that's a little loud. I forgot what I was going to say. What were we talking about before we were talking about poop?
The fact that it was National Coffee Day and coffee helps you.
Yeah. Coffee, yeah. No, but yeah, I've been using pumpkin spice creamer.
You're in the pumpkin spice phase.
That's right. I've switched to using pumpkin spice creamer for the sugar-free for this month. Also, happy Silent Movie Day, or as what I like to call Hell.
Not only are they black and white, because all silent movies were back in the day when it was all black and white. So you hate that, and no sound.
No sound.
You're just watching moving pictures, as they used to call them.
This is what we showed Helen Keller. It's like on this day, September 29th in 2006, the Anglican Journal reported that Terence Finley, retired Archbishop of Toronto and Metropolitan of Toronto, was solemnized solemnized the marriage of a lesbian couple. Wow. And that his successor, Colin Johnson, has suspended his license to conduct weddings because he blessed a lesbian couple.
I don't think I've ever seen the word or heard the word solemnized. I thought you were going to say it was saying sodomized.
Yeah, he said he sodomized those lesbians.
Solemnized. I don't even know what that means. Is it like
I don't know.
blessed
Solemnified?
it?
Solemnified? Did
Like,
I mispronounce?
is that like
It's-
indemnified?
Lesbian
Solemnized. Solemnized.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep. You know what? The more we say it, the more sense it makes, Adam. Just what is for the rest of the show? Solemnize.
So should I start saying, "Girl, you know she did"? Will that make it more gay? Like,
yeah. We'll talk about it in the after show.
Work. You better work, Queen.
In 1999, on September 29th, the Mickey Mouse arm holding a wand is dedicated with 2000 over Spaceship Earth, signaling the start of the Millennium Celebration. They put that up in September of 1999, knowing that at most it would be relevant for a year.
And they must have taken it down because I've never seen it in person that I can recall.
They eventually took it down. Adam, it stayed up for 7 years. For 7 years, they had that fucking hand.
That's all right. It probably cost a lot. They need to get their money's worth out of it. You
they
know?
covered over the 2000 with Epcot. So it just said Epcot after a couple of years.
Okay.
But
that's all right.
Here's the thing. It was an eyesore. It was stupid. No one wanted it.
You almost went into this. This Epcot.
I know. I had to stop myself from Joe
you almost went there.
That's right. Anyway, yeah, that happened on September 29th. Anything else in here that you want to cover? Or you just want me to talk the whole time? You complained on your other show that I wanted to do.
You normally talk more than me, but it's okay. The popular Disney barbershop harmony group, the Dapper Dans, appeared on an episode of ABC TV's Home Improvement.
Yes.
In 1998.
The Dapper Dans, you can see them on Main Street, USA, in both California and Florida every day.
My grandfather, my stepdad's father, was in a barbershop quartet.
I'm glad you finished that because I thought you was like, yeah, he was in a barbershop. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of men were. That's where they got their haircut.
Yeah.
Adam, let's move on to...
I was trying to remember whether it was quartet or quintet.
Oh, a quintet.
That's why I paused. Because usually a brass quintet. But is it a barbershop quartet?
Well, yeah, because there's 4 male singing parts, basically, right? There's tenor 1, tenor 2,
that's
baritone, and bass.
But I guess there are 5 brass instruments. I'm not sure.
Yeah. The trumpet, the trombone, the tuba, the
French horn.
But
what's the 5th one? I think it's two trumpets because you always need 2 trumpets because it's the best.
Oh, so first trumpet, second trumpet. Well, trumpets usually do carry
French
the melody.
horn, and then tuba.
Sousaphone or tuba.
Tuba, yeah.
Adam, let's move on to the Weekly World News. This is from the September 29th, 1998 edition. This is going to be the coldest winter since 78, Adam. U.S. weather forecasters predict.
Well, we started out with a bang on Highway 44 going from Springfield to Joplin, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Your national forecast for November, December, January, and March. Where do I get that? Oh, here it is. The national forecast for March. The deadly winter freeze finally begins to lift. Wow, it went all the way to March.
I mean, this guy is cold. I mean, he is wearing some kind of thing that you either wear to rob a bank.
What was it? We had specific stories that our
the last one
highlighted.
The last one is one, and it's the headline is Trumpet Tragedy.
Everyone loves an alliteration, Adam.
Years of playing his horn stretches musician's cheeks to his chest.
To his chest.
People point and stare at Michael Alpert wherever he goes because his jowls drop to his chest. A deformity caused by years of straining to play the trumpet like his hero, Dizzy Gillespie.
Dizzy Gillespie.
You know, I don't think that... Look, my cheeks look perfectly taut. There's no jowlage on my cheeks, and I play trumpet twice a week.
America, Adam, is on a highway to hell. According to a shocking new report from the Federal Department of Transportation, the bozo barreling towards you at 70 miles an hour is probably reading a racy novel, writing a letter to his lawyer, or maybe even clipping his toenails. The study found that while some people should have eyes trained on the road, they're often using the rearview mirror to put on makeup, pluck eyebrows, or brush hair, reading books, business reports, or newspapers, dialing the phone.
I would
40%.
never do any of those things. All
33% shave.
All I do is watch TV. That's it.
29% change the baby's diapers.
While driving?
Yes.
I mean, that could go really wrong.
28% do homework. 20% kiss or fondle a partner.
We've all had the blowjobs while driving thing, right? I mean, all of us have done that at one point or another.
I would never do such a thing, Adam.
You have to do it just once, just to say you've done it, right?
It would make the baby Jesus cry, Adam. And I don't like to do that. Adam, a lot of people were born on September 29th of different years. We'd like to say happy birthday to some of them right now. Happy birthday, Adore Delano.
By the way, I was watching an episode of Bones today.
Yeah.
And Shangela from RuPaul's Drag Race is in an episode of Bones.
But not Adore Delano.
No.
Nay.
But also Danny a drag queen.
Nay, Danny Noriega. See, I'm trying to tie it back into your discussion about Nay.
Yeah. He has also a naked photo here and a very nice ass.
Happy birthday, Zachary Levi. You turned 43. Luke Gross turned 55. And Ian McShane turned 81. Anybody else that you want to call out here?
Chrissy Metz, 43. She's from This Is Us, I believe.
Okay. Bryant Gumbel turned 75.
Andrew Dice Clay, we were talking about him earlier, turned 66.
Stephanie Miller turned 62. And
I thought it said Sarah Lane, 28, but it doesn't.
So sorry. Also born on this day, no longer with us, Madeline Kahn, Jean Autry, and Jolie Gabor.
Jean Autry was in The Honeymooners.
All of us here, to all of you there, we'd like to wish you a happy birthday. See, my old soundboard would stop the first piano when I switched to the second piano, but this one didn't. So that threw me, Adam. It threw me.
Gene Autry is a guy. I don't know what I was thinking of. It's Audrey Meadows. I don't know what I was thinking of in The Honeymooners.
Yeah. It's all black and white, so
Art Carney.
It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Adam, you bill yourself as somewhat of a travel expert. In fact, so much that you were thinking at some point that you maybe you would go into the travel agency.
Well, I mean, I like to travel. I don't know that I say I'm an expert, but I like to travel.
Well, you know what, Adam? I saw this quiz in last Sunday's New York Times. So you think you're a travel expert? Prove it. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions now that any travel expert should have no problem answering at all. Adam, what is skip lagging?
Yeah, I'm going to get this wrong, but it's when you take only a portion of a flight that you booked to save money.
So when a passenger says books a flight with a connection and end their travel at the connecting city rather than continue on to the final destination?
Yep, that's what I said.
That is correct. What is set jetting?
Oh, I have not heard this one, so I would only have to guess.
Multiple choice.
Okay, give me. Yes, I would like the multiple choice.
There are 3 choices.
Okay.
Traveling to a destination that was the filming location of a movie or TV series. Flying backward in time zones from your original destination. Or traveling on the same flight every time you go to a certain destination.
Oh. A seems so like on the nose. And also like how many people really do that? But I'm going to say A because I'm just going to say A.
A is correct.
Okay.
Fans of TV shows and movies are increasingly planning trips to see the settings for those shows.
So what if
to spikes in popularity for places? I would go to Fiji. I would
Sure.
go see where they film Survivor.
What do you call it when someone goes to vacations based on Food Network's chefs? Is there a terminology for that?
Yeah. Okay. Here's your third question. You got 10 of these to get through.
Okay.
You need to be an expert.
I'll go faster.
What does open jaw signify?
Any multiple choice?
Yes. A type of plane ticket with an outbound flight to one city and a return flight from a different city. A now discontinued type of all-you-can-eat first-class meal. An overnight flight, often called a red-eye, named for passengers' yawn.
I'm going to say C.
C. An overnight flight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's A.
Yeah, it is A. A type of plane
Dang
ticket
it.
with an outbound flight to one city and a return flight from a different city.
I was going to say A, but...
Yeah. This one, I don't even think I'm going to ask you because I know you're going to have it. I know you know this one because you talked about this extensively.
Give me one that you know I'm going to know.
Okay, what is a Schengen visa?
Oh, yeah, it's the visa that you need to go to Europe. I mean, there are several European countries that's part of that zone or whatever.
Yes, it is a document that allows the holder to travel among 27 European countries.
Yeah.
What is slow travel?
Okay, give me my choices.
When an airline pilot flies at reduced speeds to delay flight arrivals, a philosophy that emphasizes deep, meaningful experiences over packed itineraries, or a way to save money by making several connections instead of choosing a nonstop flight.
I would say B.
B is correct, Adam. A slow food movement helped inspire the slow travel movement. 6. What is code sharing?
Oh, it's when airlines, gosh, I don't know exactly, but when they're code sharing, they are partners. And so they're like, you can, if you book a flight on one, you can book on another.
It's an agreement between two airlines in which a passenger purchases a ticket through one airline to fly on a different carrier.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What is a sky couch?
Gosh, like a first class seat or a business class seat?
The dedicated room where a flight attendant takes breaks during long flights. A sleeper seat option offered in the main cabin of some aircraft. Or an airport hangar where the jets are stored when they're not in service.
I'm going to say it's a couch in the sky? Is what...
No, a dedicated room where flight attendants take breaks or a sleeper seat option offered in the main cabin of some sort of aircraft.
A.
It is a sleeper seat option offered in the main cabin. What is KTN?
Give me choices.
An abbreviation for key takeoff necessity. An abbreviation for keep traveling nights. Or an abbreviation for known traveler number.
Oh, it's a known traveler number.
That is correct. And number 9, what is shoulder season? I would have thought you would have gotten this one.
Shoulder season has something to do with... Oh, yeah. I do know. Actually, I do know. It's the period of time between the busy seasons of a location. So it's like in between summer and fall or like whatever, or in between spring and summer when it's a little bit cheaper theoretically and less busy.
Okay. It's a period between a location's peak season and off season.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. I'll give that to you. Yeah, shoulder season. Because if you were to draw the graph, right? So like for cruising to Alaska, right? It's not that busy here, not that busy here, but it's going. But then here it gets really busy and then it tails off near the end.
Yeah.
So these are the shoulder seasons. See, if you were to draw that over your head. So I was doing
That's what I
visual.
said. I just
Something I said
gave a
I'd
long
never do.
explanation. It's
all right. Finally, Adam, what is a rack rate?
Rack rate is like the rate for something on rack, but it's not. It's not the. Give me choices. Give me choices.
The higher baggage rate hunters pay to transport antlers and outdoor gear aboard an airplane.
No.
The rate charged by an airport to store luggage. The rate published by a hotel for one night stay without any discounts applied.
That. The as seen on the rack price.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to explain.
Right, sure. That's makes perfect sense to me, Adam. Absolutely perfect sense. I guess you are a travel expert, Adam. You got 9, I think, out of those. So
8 maybe. I'm not. I think I may have missed 2.
I only hit the buzzer once, I thought.
I think I missed at least 2.
Well, now you have imposter syndrome. And now you're just not giving yourself credit for the 9. Hey, you know what, Adam? We record every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Pride 48. Come over and listen to us if you want. You can even join us in the chat room. Just from the Pride 48 website, you can click on the chat icon, and that'll take you to our Discord server. You can give us a call. 707-61-DEATH is our phone number, or you can go to voicemail.mix-podcast.com and contact us that way. Our email, of course, is contact@mix-podcast.com, and we'll be back next Friday, 10 p.m. Anything you want to say there, Adam?
No. There's nothing. You left a lot of music there this time. There was, I was going to say I'll be here.